Hello and welcome everybody to a quick guide on Callaway shaft adapters. Starting here with identifying features, this is the iMix, all right? It looks like this. It actually unscrews from the head. It's a pretty interesting design. iMix, okay? That was followed by the RAZR Fit and the RAZR Fit Tour. The RAZR Fit itself, you'll notice there's a little alignment line right here, and then there's just one cog that spins around, and there's this bulbous part on the top. All right. That's the RAZR Fit, and then there's the RAZR Fit Tour. I've seen these sold before as Optiforce, but on the label for the fitting clubs, they all say RAZR Fit, okay? It even says here on the, for our fitting clubs, RAZR Fit, okay? So that's the RAZR Fit and the RAZR Fit Tour. And now I'm going to hold this up real quick for comparison. This is the Optifit on the right here. So this one right here is the Optifit. Can you see a difference here? This one has an extra cog on it, and they're different sizes. Notice this top one is really thin, and this bottom one's maybe about the same thickness, whereas the RAZR Fit and the RAZR Fit Tour are larger, especially up here on the head, the top cog. So very interesting. Now I want to talk about these more in detail. I hope that helps you identify them. I'm going to spin these around here just so you can compare to what you are looking at. And I'll also put a list of heads up here in a minute. So let's start with the iMix. In 2006, they announced they were going to do an Optifit system where you could mix and match shafts and club heads, but no adjustability. You can't adjust lie or loft. It's just you can unscrew the shaft and put it on a different head. That's it. And then you needed a special wrench, which we have right here. This is what it looks like. This is the Callaway iMix wrench. And it just fits over here. There's, let's see, tighten. One of these is like this side away from club head. So it's actually, you have to line it up just right. And then you can tighten on or release your club head. All right. That's iMix. They announced it in 2006, and it was viable all the way through, 2011. But then in 2012 came the RAZR Fit and the RAZR Fit Tour. The RAZR Fit, here we go. Here's a RAZR Fit head. This is actually a RAZR Fit driver. And you can see, with the shaft adapter right here, it just has that one movable cog. And like I said, the Tour edition has that other extra little thin one, easy to recognize with that thin little adjustable cog. But yeah, these are the RAZR Fit club heads. Then, for more adjustability, they came out with the Optifit club head, or the Optifit adapter, I should say. But I want to show you some problems that they had with these adapters. This is Optifit 1 right here. You can tell because there's this plastic upside-down chalice up here. And notice how there's a crack in this one right here. See the crack right here? So with that crack, these things have been known to break off. In fact, I have one right here where that happened. So, oh no, look, the little plastic chalice up here, the little plastic cup broke. Now, oh no, how do we put these back on? And it's not too hard to figure out, because something like this, make sure that those fit. You see, I put it on backwards here. It goes like this. There you go. Make sure that one locks in place. We want standard, and then we want neutral. You can line up the numbers and letters so that way they're facing the same way. All right, there you go. So it's missing that little plastic bit up here, like that cracked part right here. And so these cogs just slide off. So this is what it's supposed to look like. This is what it looks like when it's broken off. Oh no. And so they came out with the Optifit 2, which means that they just got rid of that little plastic part, and they used this little ridge down here. I don't know if you can see. There's a little ridge down here, a little lip. And these rings, they just put a little catch on them so they don't fall off. That's it. That's Optifit 2. All right. So if you have one that looks like this without that little plastic thing on it, and these things don't come off, then you don't have a broken Optifit 1, you have an Optifit 2. All right, so they're using metal here instead of plastic to keep these captive. Okay, so let's talk about adjustability now. That's hopefully helpful for you to identify what's going on and what you have in your club head. So right now we're going to go in more detail. I'm going to put up a list of all the club heads that are compatible with RAZR Fit. You can see not that many, there's not tons of them because this was only viable for about 2 years. They will also fit, my understanding, the Tor variation on this. And if this plastic chalice breaks off, these can just go bye-bye, all right? So you need this cog. If you don't have it, it's not going to work with your RAZR Fit club heads, okay? And these, so here's a club head. If you look at this club head, let's bring this around here so I can show you the wrench. So with your Callaway wrench, you know what? I'm not sponsored by Callaway. Let's just pull in a Ping wrench. Many of the major manufacturers, TaylorMade, Ping, Titleist, use the same size wrench, okay? And it fits in here, and then you can tighten, you can back this all the way off, you can remove this head, you can adjust the line loft with this one individual cog. If you spin the top cog where the shaft is, then your grip will be misaligned, and that's just what you get for it. So yeah, easy to adjust and take off. And this is a Torx bit driving a Torx screw, but this is a torque wrench driving a Torx bit. So when you tighten it all the way down, it will click. Okay, so I'm just going to tighten it all the way down until I hear it click. Did you hear it snap like that? That means that that's as tight as they want it to be, and you're good, all right? So I'm hesitant to use, like here's my just workshop T25 Torx bit, Torx screw, or Torx driver right here. You can see the star driver right here. This one will fit in here. See, I can fit it into here, but I'm not going to use this to tighten it down unless I absolutely need to, because I don't know the torque setting on it. But I could use these all day to back these out, no problem. So anyway, that's what we're looking at there, and that hasn't changed. So this Ping Torx torque wrench will work on the Callaway, on Titleist, on TaylorMade, on Ping. So very handy, all right? And it will also work on the Optifit as well. So RAZR Fit and Optifit both can use the same wrench. Not a big deal. Now moving to Optifit. The Optifit 1 and 2 all fit the same drivers. I'm going to put a list up right here of all the drivers currently at the making of this video in 2023 that this will fit. And this is just the driver edition of shafts. I'm not going to dive into hybrids and fairway woods. So all the drivers that this will fit. You can see Optifit 2, nice, captive. We're not going to lose our cogs. Great, all right. And the same thing, let's grab, here's an Epic. This is a ick, because it's all worn out. So, to attach it, make sure you get the settings you want. This isn't a guide to all the settings. This is just a guide for identifying which one you have. I want neutral, here, okay, so that's the other thing you have to remember is you have to check both cogs for the settings that you want. I want neutral, standard, loft, all right? So no adjustment to lie or loft, okay? And so you see the little line right here, and I'm gonna line up my settings with that, NS. Neutral, standard, loft, all right. And then I use my tool, my Ping tool in this case, and tighten this down, which is kind of hard to do on camera in any sort of timely fashion because my tripod and camera are in my way. All right, let's see if we can crank this down here. All right, left-handed. Will I be able to tighten this all the way down left-handed? Yep, piece of cake. All right, there we go. This wrench, by the way, will also fit R7 weights. So if you have a TaylorMade R7, this will actually remove the weights. If you have a Epic and you need to adjust the back weight, it'll also adjust that weight. Same with the TaylorMade slider, I believe. Whenever there are weights or any sort of Torx screw head, I would just try your wrench and see if you can work that the way you need to. Anyway, that's it right there. There you go. The list of compatible shaft adapters with their heads and identifying your different shaft adapters. I hope that was helpful. It's just a basic guide. More in-depth videos, if you want, let me know in the comments below. But I think there are lots of good content out there about the more in-depth, like what kind of settings should you use, when should you be making setting changes to your driver head, and stuff like that. Be sure to leave comments in the comments below about any questions you might have, or thoughts or experiences or advice you may offer to those watching this video. That's all for today, but we are going to dive into fantasy golf. So the results from Bay Hill are in. It was fun watching Jordan Spieth and Kitayama. Kitayama, that's an awesome name, by the way. Is that his first tour win? I'm not familiar. Either way, fact check anything I ever say. So it was an awesome win. I had a bad start to the week. I drafted early. I had a really busy week, some medical appointments, children, different things going on. So I was left out in the cold. I think I took last place in our league. Here are the results. Season leaders and the weekly leaders. Arnold Palmer Invitational. Big time tournament at one of the all-time great famous courses in Florida. So yeah, super excited about future years where hopefully I can set my roster early. And this is a reminder to everybody, set your rosters before the next tournament starts, all right? So be sure to choose wisely. And if anybody wants to join us playing fantasy golf, I almost said fantasy football, fantasy golf, just go to, I'll put a link in the description below. It's the Vintage Golfer League on the PGA website. Okay, so just go to PGA, create an account, and you can sign up for free. It's all for free. And then find the Vintage Golfer League and join that. And you too can be here in the top 10 if you choose wisely. So let me know your thoughts about everything, about the Callaway adapters, about Bay Hill. It's a golf course I've never played, but it's one of my favorite courses to watch the professionals try to tackle. It seems very challenging. Either way, excited to read your comments. Huge shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. It's general support on Patreon. I post a few behind the scenes pictures and updates. And you can also support this channel by visiting my Amazon shop. I'll put a link in the description below. I am an Amazon associate. I make proceeds from qualifying purchases. Thank you everybody for watching. I'll see you on Friday with our next Vintage Club review.